Hello, everyone. My name is Renee, and welcome to the Nest. Today, the conversation focuses on the journey of wellness. As a wellness coach, I have the honor and the privilege of walking alongside brave people who decide to take life by the horns and say, there's something in my life that I need to pay attention to. So, where do I go from here? Today, I have the privilege of speaking to one of those warrior goddesses. She's an entrepreneur and she is a wonderful woman who is on a journey and has allowed me to walk alongside of her as a coach. I'd like to introduce you to Sheryl Patterson. Hey, girl.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. I am well. And thank you so much.
I define journey um, as a path to wholeness. That's my own personal definition.
Mhm.
Uh, Taking steps, walking, moving forward. Those are all journey words for me. I apply it to my personal journey um, as outlining specific goals for my life.
Okay.
And this is how my journey started with you. I've always been entrepreneurial minded person, a business minded person, but I never set goals for my internal self. Um, and once I started seeing those goals and um, setting those goals and walking those goals out, and seeing the fruit of the labor that I put in to make it to the place of freedom and wholeness and balance. Um, I think that word journey brought more definition to me.
I don't think it's an event. I think
Mhm.
it's ongoing with different segments as things are revealed, we
Exactly.
learn different things about ourselves. Well, you sound very evolved. Now let me just say that when we met, this is not the person that I met. Not bad, not good, not right or wrong. Still self-assured, don't get me wrong. Cute, doing your thing, managing and loving life to a point. Tell me how we got together.
So back in September of 2019, I had a stroke. And at that time, I think I started to reevaluate my life. I've always looked good on the physical, on the outs external, but there was lack of freedom on the inside to me. I looked at balance as being everything to everyone. But now balance has a different definition to me. It's more about learning to be there for myself. So we met right after I had a stroke. It was on my birthday, October 22nd. And um, I just felt a deficit in my internal, and I needed to do something about that.
And so tell me about our first meeting because I
I thought about um, this over and over and over again this week, and I thought about the multiple tears that I cried when I was there that day. And one of the realizations that I learned early on in our first discussion was that I was addicted to pain, and there was a detox that needed to happen in my life. Um, that's how I felt when I got there. I felt kind of hopeless, although I've been always have been a very optimistic person. That particular day, I felt very hopeless. I felt I was too young for this to happen to me. I felt like there have been so many things that have happened in my life. And when I left there, I felt like Maya Angelou a little bit when she said, I wouldn't give nothing for my journey
because it was
now.
your birthday.
Yes, it was my birthday.
I had
And
the balloons and we had a little apple cider, and you walked in. I'm like, hey. You're like, hello.
There was a lot of internal battles going on that I had to deal with in that particular day. I thought about it more. I think it was the great awakening for me after. That's how I felt after leaving that day. For a lot of things that were sleeping me, and that I never really addressed, or those positive things about me that I never talked about much. I was one of those people that it was easy for me to say that you're beautiful, and you're going to be successful, and it was easy for me to take the journey to do those things, but I was still kind of hard. I never was grateful. I wasn't grateful for all the accomplishments that I've had in my life. And I think part of the success of freedom that I'm feeling now is learning how to be grateful. No, I don't have, some of the things that I want, but I had to learn how to be grateful for what I did have. Grateful for my life, that I didn't die when I had the stroke. Just that spirit of that 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 attitude of gratitude has helped change my life tremendously. Just appreciating even the little things that I have.
The words that you use are very descriptive of someone who is doing the work. First example of Reiki. Tell me what that was like for you.
Honestly, at first I felt like I was doing something wrong, because all of my spiritual teaching in the past, this was not inclusive of that. I was kind of taught, all you have to do is pray, and I still believe in all those different things, but there was something about this moment after the stroke, that church, that physical church was not going to do for me. I had to learn. To me, I learned through Reiki that the church was in me, and that oneness. I mean, there was a lot of things in those Reiki sessions were more spiritual to me, and no disrespect to the church, than being in the physical church sometimes. Really learned through Reiki that God and I are one. I've heard that a million times,
Yes.
but I really, on my journey through your coaching, the Reiki and other methods that we use during our coaching sessions, taught me that God was in control of my life, because I was a control freak, and everything had to, because of some challenges or some things that I experienced as a young person. I believe that if I could control things, that I was safe. And I did not realize that my safety was in letting God lead my life, letting him lead and guide and direct me. And all these things I've heard in the spiritual realm forever in my life, but they became real to me. Letting him be a lamp to my feet and a light to my path, that oneness brought that. It taught me how to let him be my guiding light, and take me on the journey to my highest self.
Listen to you.
I mean, it's a high place. It's a place. It's a miracle. I see a miracle in my life.
Oh
It's a place that it's so beautiful. I've never seen, and you know that I'm a big crybaby. I've never seen myself um, in the beauty of wholeness like I see myself now. And it all because I realized that God and I are one. And he's not external. I don't have to look up to the skies to talk to him. He's that guiding light inside of me that shines. And I think I feel like a that I was a caterpillar when I came to you. And I'm slowly coming out of that cocoon and bursting into that butterfly that God designed for me to be.
I know I attempted to explain what Reiki was, this universal life force, this God.
You gave some great explanations about it, and I tried to go and read about it. But in that experience, and it's, I believe it's individual. You know, my experiences probably would be different from someone else.
Absolutely.
I can tell you, you can't read about this. You can't study this. It's a moment in time.
Yes. That I like that. It's a moment in time. That connection that you are yielded while you're on the table, that each one of those energy centers have something to do with your walk with God.